My brothers and sisters of Kenya, I greet you from Burkina Faso with revolutionary solidarity and profound respect for your struggle. I am Ibrahim Traoré, and I speak to you today not as a foreign leader passing judgment, but as an African brother who has walked the same path of resistance against neo-colonial oppression that you now tread. I have watched with great interest the events unfolding in your beloved nation, and I must tell you with absolute clarity and conviction that what is happening to Edwin Sifuna and those standing with him is not merely a party squabble or political theater. This is a battle for the soul of Kenya, a fight between those who would sell your future for personal comfort and those willing to sacrifice everything to preserve the dignity and sovereignty of your people. When I listened to Secretary General Sifuna's statement, when I heard the passion and principle in his voice, I recognized immediately the spirit of a true Pan-Africanist, a genuine servant of the people. This is a man who has refused to bend his knee to power, who has chosen the hard path of resistance over the comfortable cushions of collaboration. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something from our experience here in Burkina Faso. We too faced leaders who claimed to represent the people while dining at the tables of our oppressors. We too watched as our political parties became mere extensions of foreign interests and local comprador capitalists. We too heard beautiful speeches about democracy while witnessing the systematic betrayal of revolutionary ideals. And we said enough. The people of Burkina Faso said enough, and we reclaimed our sovereignty, our dignity, our future. Edwin Sifuna stands accused of one crime, and one crime only. He refuses to support President William Ruto's re-election. Think about this carefully, my Kenyan brothers and sisters. They do not accuse him of stealing from the party. They do not accuse him of betraying party secrets. They do not accuse him of incompetence in his duties. For 9 years, nearly a decade, he served as Secretary General of the Orange Democratic Movement, the longest anyone has held that position. For 9 years, he worked at the feet of the great Raila Odinga, learning, serving, building the party structures, defending the constitution. And in all those 9 years, Raila Odinga, that giant of Kenyan politics, that fighter for social justice, never once publicly rebuked him, never once questioned his dedication, never once doubted his loyalty to the movement. But now, just 4 months after Raila Odinga's death, suddenly Sifuna must be removed. Suddenly he is dangerous. Suddenly he is a problem. Why? Because he dares to say that Kenya cannot afford 5 more years of what he calls expensive, divisive, incompetent and disastrous misadventure. Because he refuses to accept that kleptocracy, the rule of thieves, should be given a second chance by the people. My brothers and sisters, this tells you everything you need to know. When a leader is punished not for corruption but for principle, not for theft but for truth-telling, not for incompetence but for independence of mind, you know that something profoundly wrong is happening in your political house. Let me speak plainly about what I see happening in Kenya, because we have experienced this same pattern across Africa. President Ruto's government, from what Sifuna and his comrade describe, is working systematically to capture the opposition, to turn the Orange Democratic Movement from a people's party into what they call an appendage of State House. This is the oldest trick in the neo-colonial playbook. You cannot openly crush opposition in modern times without international condemnation. So instead you corrupt it from within. You offer positions, you promise resources, you dangle ministerial appointments, you whisper about the benefits of cooperation. And slowly, gradually, the party that once spoke for the voiceless becomes just another voice for the powerful. Sifuna spoke of meetings at State House, of party leaders consulting not with the grassroots membership, but with the president they are supposed to oppose. He mentioned how they agreed in good faith to postpone a crucial National Executive Committee meeting, to give mediation a chance, to seek consensus and unity. But what happened? Those same leaders went that very night to State House to consult with William Ruto, not to the people, not to party elders, not to the membership, but to the president. And then they proceeded with their meeting in Mombasa anyway, removing Sifuna without due process, without hearing, without even the basic courtesy of informing him of charges against him. This is not politics, my brothers and sisters. This is a coup. This is a hostile takeover financed and directed from the corridors of power. The deputy party leader spoke truth when he said ODM is being remote controlled from State House. Think about what this means for your democracy. If the ruling party and the opposition party both answer to the same master, where does that leave you, the people? If both sides of your political equation are controlled by the same interests, what choice do you really have at the ballot box? This is the illusion of democracy, the theater of choice without substance, the performance of politics without power for the people.